All right, how y'all doing? Okay, we're gonna talk about this Andrew Mesmer murder case in Baytown, Texas. I'm originally from the east side of Harris County. Lived in the east side of Harris County more long than left the east side a long damn time ago. God rest the soul of Andrew Mesmer. This murder is not racially, because I'm seeing some white racist people making it racial. First of all, the case had nothing to do with race. Um, it's like y'all dumb and stupid. And I'm not saying only the white people. I see a lot of African people in other cases, Hispanic. You stuck on a man-made tradition that nullified word God called race. You stuck on that. I go by the spirit, okay? And if Andre Matthew was acting civilized, no black American is pure. We are I identify as mixed. I don't go by the one drop rule. I put black, white, and Native American Hispanic because my roots are African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, Native American. Wasn't for those ancestors in my family tree, I would yo bitch asses. Okay, so I don't care what I look like to you. I'll go by what's your bloodline, what's your roots. You are your ancestors' child, no matter you like it or not. Okay? And then back in slavery, there were a lot of raping and murdering from slave owners. And these people went to church on Sunday. They had lynching after Sunday school. And I'm not trying, not all Protestant people are bad, but I'm not Protestant. I used to be Protestant, okay? So I look at that situation like how y'all claim to be Christian people in the Bible, but you over here lynching someone after you come out of church on Sundays. You over here violating, raping women and kids on a plantation. You're owning people. You ain't supposed to own a body. Okay? Slavery is abomination. What the heck you owning somebody? So before you start using race in this situation, well, I guess Andre, the African American man, was 18, reacted his slave master ancestors because he got a master in his family tree. I do too. My grandfather was a master. John Corns. He violated my fifth grandmother, Louisa Boudreaux. She was from New Orleans. He was from New Jersey. With no slave master from South. He was a Yankee slave owner. He purchased her and my sixth grandmother. They took them from, I think her name was Fala, or something like that. That was my sixth grandmother's name. And Pet Bujo was my sixth grandmother from Africa. Travala was her name. So they sold the Boudreaux family, who's white, French, sold my sixth grandfather, Pet Boudreaux. So then Travala, and which is the wife, my sixth grandmother, and my fifth grandmother, their daughter, Louisa Boudreaux, was purchased by John Corns. He was from New Jersey. Came down south. He purchased land in Louisiana, I think Mississippi as well, and Texas. I go back to my ancestral chart. He brought them to East Texas in San Jacinto County, and what's that place called? Oh God. Anyway, not too far from Cleveland. They had a plantation, and he violated Louisa Boudreaux, and they had a child, my fourth grandmother, who's mulatto. John Will Jackson Jr., who was a Cherokee. And I tell people John Will Jackson Sr., my fifth grandfather, on that end he died Cherokee 1836 in Alabama. He's come from Georgia, Cherokee from Georgia. Okay, he was Traiteers, and he died. And so when y'all come with that racial mess and talk about who's violent people coming all races. Stop with that nonsense. Who's civilized? Excuse me. If he acting uncivilized, I guess he was a slave master ancestor. Okay, he conjured his spirit. Okay, but stop making it Nicole Brown and O.J. Simpson case. This because Andrew was with a sister. Look, they had nothing to do with their interracial relationship. If you know spiritual warfare, remember I'm a former Baptist. At that time I was leaving. I did not know that voodoo witchcraft was a religion. Okay, but before I became kind of 13, I'm 46. I was dabbling into voodoo and witchcraft from late to 10 years old in '89 to 1991 when I turned 12. Okay. And when I the fall of 91, around by November, October, remember, I stopped doing it because my teacher, who also in a racial relationship, she was Asian American, she was Japanese American. Her husband was white, my math teacher. What happened is darker skinned Mexican dude. We in Israel, we used to be cool with each other in second grade. And I guess out of peer pressure, he started picking on me. I was bullied in school. Was it Jimmy Page? One of the rock singers said that he was bullied in school. They used a spell against their enemy and end up dead. And then they had sex with their girlfriend. Okay, it was a Jimmy Page, one of those rock singers back in the day. Okay, but I can relate because I did a spell on one of my bullies. Okay, so actually a couple bullies. Okay, in school, and the reason why I dabble into witchcraft and voodoo because I don't believe cold punishment. Like people think that every African person. No, I don't believe with kids. When I never committed murder, but when I used to get whoopings, I used to want to murder you. Okay, I don't believe with kids. So my family believe in whooping kids. They did not tell the school to not spank me if I get into a altercation in defending myself. So when I was getting bullied at school, instead of my family trying to take legal action against the school, they took it out on me. And I remember on Christmas of 1988, sure was, of 1988, my grandmother and my other grandmother, my step grandfather on my mom's side, my mother, my aunt are they gonna whoop me if I don't fight those kids. Okay, I don't forget that. All right. So it was 1988. Yeah, 88. No, it was 89. 89. Cause 80. Yeah. So yeah, 89, 88 or 89. No, it was 1989. 1989. When I was 10 years old, because the white dude who was picking on me in school kept picking on me. My name was Zach. Both of us name was Zach. And I remember my grandmother said, he's literally you should beat him up and he should whoop them kids. If I hear you doing what, you know what I'm saying? I remember that. And so at our school, and every time I hear about white people whooping kids, it's a stupid lie. It's a stupid lie. My school was only white at the time. It became most Hispanic later on. And they did. Mr. McCollum, forget he was nice, but you don't go in his office with chubby, like you feel Collins by the face with that George Jefferson haircut. Okay, that dude will get that pat and whoop your ass. Okay, and I ain't want Miss McCollum or Miss Tara. She was a she said she look she's darker white woman. Like she got some maybe she mixed with something. But I know her husband is Italian. She's from Detroit. Miss Tara, I don't forget. That white woman did not play. She will whip your ass in that daggone bed. Okay? And I didn't want Mr. Terry with my ass or Mr. McCollum for fighting. So I let the kids pick on me because I was trying to be good. But when they knew, as I kept all that about what happened, like all my family don't know what happened because they were threatening with me if I didn't fight back. My dad too. My dad, so I didn't want to get my ass whooped. So when I saw a big bad mom, if I was remember Glow Guards Lay Harassing, I saw a big bad mama, and big bad mama was big, use her voodoo on her wrestle, so she was fighting. So I said, well, I'm gonna do voodoo, cause I ain't trying to get no spanking at home, and I ain't trying to get no spanking in school. Hell no. And I told you when I used to get whooped, murder was on my mind. Okay, so I dabbled into witchcraft. I didn't think witchcraft, voodoo, psychics, Ouija, but I didn't think that because you saw that on like Beverly Hills 90210, they were playing with the Ouija board. You saw the after stuff after school special. It was Saturday specials, and I remember Lulu, the white girl. It was they would show the Saturday specials on Channel 13 at the cartoons. I remember watching this, and Lulu and her friends went to a fortune teller. So I did not know this is way before Harry Potter. Okay, I did not know that stuff was demonic because you saw it in cartoons. You saw witches and warlock. You know, even Wizard of Oz. So the good witch and the bad witch. I didn't think this stuff was demonic. So I'm like, well, magic is real. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and dabble in this stuff because I'm tired. Hell no, I'm not getting all ass whooping. Okay, no, I know. I ain't cussed too much like a kid, but I'm like, no, we're not getting no whooping. No, we're not. I'm trying to be good. These kids pick on me. What I'm supposed to do? I'm not getting no justice. So I'm gonna do a dial. So I'm gonna do, and I saw a big bad. I said, big bad mama can use her hand. Why the big bad mama ain't fighting back? So I said, I'm gonna do voodoo. I said, was it voodoo? I'm gonna do voodoo. What's this stuff called voodoo? So I started dabbling in the occult. And when I get into competition with people, I threaten, I said, I'll put that voodoo on you. So that's how I know that this was spiritual because a lot of these kids are in today's even the pop music, the R&B, the rap, it has gotten like overly satanic. Don't get me wrong, I do like me some Doja Cat. Okay, I do like me some Doja Cat, but after Paint the Town Red and okay. And we know she's with what that producer name Dr. Luke, and Dr. Luke has been in many allegations like R. Kelly, messing with girls. You know, he was working with Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, you know, saying this too. Katy Perry, okay, yeah, okay, and Kesha, okay. So when you start doing research on these people in Hollywood, they do this like what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This is a satanic situation. What happened with Kim Kardashian, Mammy's birthday, talking about Chris on Astro World, it was satanic. You had a bunch of young people. I used to do security in events, and I know if the conveyor, the security check is busted, they have to close the event. They didn't. Okay, so this was satanic. What happened in Astro, I don't know how many people still stuck in a stupid, stubborn mindset. Even in the Bible, Ephesians 6, Saint Paul talks about that. I don't get how so many people but see you listen to old heads, dumb heads who had lack of education, not just in the color school but in the white schools, who stuck on stupid, and they tell these younger people in Generation X and those younger than me that this is about race. No, this is about a satanic murder. You can look at the kids how they dress. I used to want to dress gothic in my 20s, and I remember a hot topic was if you know when I was in Joplin, El Paso 20 years ago, and El Paso is not just all like it's mostly Latino, but you have a lot of rock bands, motorcycle. I mean, the David Cross Jocko Center, it was cross street on I-10. Same I-10 here in Houston is in El Paso, but it goes to California and Arizona. The same I-10 is cross street from the Harley Davidson, biggest, largest store. The actually my last I was with Laura Productions as a model 2006. My last um gig was at the Thanksgiving was at we call it at the Harley Davidson show. So yeah, and so the rock industry, and yes, you have people involved in satanic. We listen to Linkin Park so many times. You know how many Linkin Park fans in El Paso, Texas, and it was a new world to me because I saw like a lot of my roommates were goth. You think everybody is into Mexican music? You got that crowd too. Everybody's into like Tejano music not is big in El Paso, Texas. It's not. Nah, it's like banda, and I thought, well, like, we're not in California. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got banda. No, it's. I mean, and you have a lot like the last roommate. The one has a white grandfather, one married to that tragic black skin. I won't cuss too much because it's about someone's death. Bitch, we're talking about religion and stuff. Okay, can't stand the tragic black skin. She me and her got into it a lot. Okay, he's into the rock music, and even when I look at his pictures on social media, he don't smile. He look dead. You know what I'm saying? And he said that death look. They don't smile. Even with David and his manager talking rapper. David's not a rapper. Stop. In the inner scope, they look dead. Or they do smile, it's a sinister smile, it's a smirk. You can just tell the pictures have a lot of numbers, you know, a lot of messages, excuse me. And when you see that, you can tell that that person is morphed into some satanic situations. So and I remember in why I mean, I like Linkin Park music, but even their music has a lot of dark energy. And Justin Belter did not commit suicide. Neither did Chris Cornell. Shout out to Zachary King, the former Santana witch who became Catholic. We have a lot in common. My name is Zach, we're Reformed Baptist. You know what I'm saying? We're Catholic. It's weird. I would like to be Zachary King in the future. I listen to a lot of his ministries. Yes, I do. His testimonies. He said when he was at the Catholic Church that Chester Burton and Chris Cornell did not commit suicide. They got suicided because they were exposed to the sex trafficking ring in the industries way before and then around Epstein got exposed and R. Kelly. And I'm glad about that R. Kelly up. So how I end up homeless. This is why I'm very esoteric. When I say esoterical, I'm not talking about the cult because there's people who say they esoteric into cult. I'm esoterical when it comes to seeing things in a spiritual manner. Okay? Discerning in spiritual manner. I'm not esoteric in that witchcraft or hell no. Okay? Um, and the perfect Catholic Christian person, I'm not. But a lot of us, I'm glad that we're talking about in the couch about this. I'm glad that we're talking because some people, some of the ministers and priests are not doing their job talking about this. They're not. But we have in lay ministers, and I don't like the ultra conservative stuff of what's his name, Jesse Romero, down the Mexican American cop, former cop. I don't like, but he does have some good ministries. Okay, everything. Yeah, how you doing, Amanda? How you doing? Some good. Jesse Romero has some good ministries. Even though I don't like his politics, his politics annoying me. Okay, talking about Jesse Romero. He lives in Florida. I mean, he lives in Arizona now. He used to be LAPD, LA County cop. Okay, sheriff, deputy, whatever you gonna call it. Anyway, but this satanic stuff they talk about that, and I'm glad that the Catholic Church were talking about that. Like all the sexual scandals in the Catholic Church, those priests are Satanists. They belong to Satanic Coven. They're coming into the church, and they pretend to be. Because remember, like Jesus said, that they overcome the angel of light. So they come and pretend to be holy rollers and very moralistic people, but they practicing witchcraft. They've been doing satanic. So when they abuse children, it's a satanic ritual. Okay, when they sexual abuse children, it's a satanic ritual. Like it is like okay, it goes in the Baptist churches, it goes in Mormon, in Jehovah's. All these people, when you do your research, majority of these folks belong to a satanic coven or connected to it. When you do these sex trafficking rings, they belong to Satan. I'm glad Zachary King, shout out to him. God bless him, the former Satan wizard, how he got involved, coming from a Baptist church. He even said his Baptist church, one of the Masonic people in the church was belonged to the Satan because he belonged to. You know, he was introduced saying he was doing child porn in 1970s. He'd be 16 this year. In 1970s, okay. He didn't come from a poor class. He came from a wealthy class area in Florida. Okay. People don't do their research. How I end up on the damn streets because I talked about the R. Kelly case. And I mentioned as we're mixed. Why do you think my stalker does not like to mention that I'm mixed? Okay? Because black, so-called black Americans were not pure black. R. Kelly was telling people that that was not him, that was his dark-skinned brother. Of course, they have different fathers, but you can have the same parents and still come different skin tones. No so-called black American is pure. We come in different skin tones and hair textures. Okay, like me, I'm not dark like Wesley Snipes. I'm camera complected because I'm African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, American. I'm not no pure African, okay? But if I did look like a pure African, you could be dark and have your kids come out lighter. You can have two dark skinned parents can make a light skinned child because their genealogy is not pure, okay? So R. Kelly claimed that his dark-skinned brother, Killer Kell, which is Kerry Kelly, was on the tape, not him. I don't know how people saw. They must be doing some witchcraft and voodoo because he was involved in that to make people and manipulate people believe that was true because R. Kelly and his brother do not look alike. They resemble each other, but R. Kelly is lighter than his dark-skinned brother. So you can tell right then there was a damn lot. And I pulled it out back in January 12, 2018. R. Kelly came on my live stream here on YouTube and tried to intimidate me, and I thought it was a troll. I thought it was someone faking, but no, he was misspelling it. He got dyslexia, so he can't spell well, okay? He don't read well. And I cussed R. Kelly out on that Saturday morning around about 6 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So after I shut the deal down, because I talked about the R. Kelly case live stream, I also almost groomed some brother that owns a talent agency in Montrose, which is mostly LGT area, you know what I'm talking about, in Houston. I did not know that. I thought it was in South, like in South Park, Third Ward area, because the actress on the black pages, African owned businesses pages in 1990s, they had a talent because I knew that the mostly white ones would have a problem with me. So I said, let's go to the black page, black owns. Once Lisa Johnson can't stand old fake sister hung the phone on my face because I felt great a long time ago. hung the phone on my face after I interviewed her and my teacher, Miss Smith. That was her name was white. Well, she ain't all that white. She has Creole, and she admitted later on she ain't all that German. Miss Smith, who gave me a job in 1995. Okay, her name was Smith. She gave me a job in 1995, and then the next year after I did my job in 1995, my first job, I was operational prep class, and she gave me a hard time. She would yell at me. She was being a Karen. And when we were doing applications for jobs, like mock applications, I didn't mention race. I kept it blank. I said I'm not denying my hair because I heard if you got one drop black blood, you black, and I don't have a here. And she admitted she had Louisiana French and Spanish. So did she admitted it was funny. She said she was all German, but her brother did her own research ancestry. She had Native American. She said she had Spanish. She said I would check Spanish, black, right? That's the Louisiana French and they're black. I said, I knew this woman was not no damn full blown white woman. But it's funny, she would used to tell people that she was a full blown German white woman. The school I went to, graduate high school, we were segregated. We were segregated. It was segregated time. She was graduated in 1960 something. Miss Smith, my teacher, she, it was all white. It was some few Hispanic people listed as white, okay? And she graduated in late 60s. So, and she sometimes the Karen would come out of her. But when she mentioned that's how I started checking more than one box due to her. Okay, back in 1996, she's a yelling beret at me, and so I don't know what was her issue, and I confronted her ass. I was 16. I confronted Miss. I showed in I was 10th grade. I confronted her ass. I was getting bullied by cotton picking, straw picking, and redneck trash bag, trade. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I did all demographics on my okay. So I'm 16 years old dealing with this woman. So we had to interview people in the industry we want to be in. I first had to get a job because I had disability. Before I was bipolar, I was emotionally disturbed. Miss Smith said told me to interview somebody. So I contacted Lisa Johnson. You got an African model or fake sister bitch. Okay, I don't like her ass to this day, 1996. I interviewed her. So out of retaliation, I guess Miss Smith gave me a F. So when I told Miss Lisa Johnson that she hung the phone on my face. So I was turning 18 in the year 97. And so I said, I'm going to go to Lisa Johnson and see if she forgive me or something. Because I was like, I did pass my class. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Occupational prep. So this Lisa Johnson, old fake sister woman, one of the black models here in Houston, her age, she hung the phone in my face. So I said, man, don't even start with old fake ass sister. Okay, anyway, the next thing, I contact a couple black, we're not pure black, owned town agency, and this sister answered the phone. And his kids, I said, okay, they working at home. They working at home with this town agency. And then I guess my voice is not, deep and not masculine. She said, what happened? Like they don't know me, anti-gay or something. So I called it, I guess it was her son or her grandson or something to her. I called this brother and I tell him that I'll be 18 soon, this and that, the summer of 97. And he asked me, are you still a virgin? So I didn't catch it because when I was in school, we always asked that question. My wife wants to know what? My wife wants to know what? What are you talking about? Okay, let me get the story. So she say, so I said, if I'm still a virgin, like, why you ask me that question? So then I asked my dad, I said, can we go? This Asian has to be in Montreal. Oh, we're not going to mostly gay. I said, dude, I'm near 18 years old. I'm trying to become famous. I don't care about who gay, bi, straight, all that. I don't care about all that. I'm trying to become famous. Thank God my dad did not take me to the agency. About Oprah. Okay, we'll get to the subject. I'm talking about this relate to my spiritual situation. Okay, all right. So then all of a sudden, so I said, so my daddy not take me. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to become famous because the mostly white owned town agency here in Houston, they're expensive. Like you don't pay, okay, it's against the law to charge someone to join an agency. But this the legal catch. you have to go to acting and modeling classes because they want to make sure you're polished. And them classes about $900. I kid you not, Barbizon. I try to go to Barbizon before. Now it's for girls now and women now, but back then it's for men and women and boys and girls. I was trying, and I remember this woman named Nina from the Barbizon agency here in Houston. She told back in '93, I forget her name was Nina, and she told me let me talk to your grandmother is 1,000. And my grandma like, no, I'm not paying 1,000. Because I want to become a model. I sure did. I remember GQ magazine, it will advertise for Barbizon magazine in the classified, classifieds. Okay, I'll forget back in now. I was trying to, because I said I want to become famous because it was hard to get in the industry. I would read books about how to get a demo tape. I'm trying to become famous. I'm trying to become a star. You know what I'm saying? Trying to leave Houston. I was going to go to LA. Before I want to go to New York, I want to go to LA. Okay. So anyway, so then going back to the story. So I talk about that on the R. Kelly about how this man asked if I was a virgin. Then I talk about this case here in Houston. His brother, camera scan like me. He was like 18, so he born in 78 or 79. He sang at the Apollo show, and I cannot find this case to this day, y'all, because it was on Channel 2, on Click 2 here. So this brother sang good, had curly hair, so-called good hair, you know, so all hair tastes good, you know, the term good hair. He sang good, won Apollo in Houston. I don't know why they had their kids in the hotel area. He was trying to molesting the kids of one of the music producers here in Houston, and they locked him up here in Harris County Jail. It was on Channel 2 News, 1997. I don't know. I cannot find that story. I don't know. I hate when they try to come, because that story needs to be talked about. I'll never forget that case. He was 18 years old, so he was 79. He probably a couple of months older than me, or probably turning 19 that year. I turned 18 in 1997 in summer. I'm a Leo. Y'all, I kid you not. He was saying, the brother saying good. His ass here in Houston, I'm trying to cuss because of the tragic murder case we're talking about here. Start molesting the kids of the producer at the hotel downtown. And my question is, what would the producer have their kids with him? It's a business trip. Why your kids need this? Like, I don't get that. So he was on the Harris County. So I started singing that it's on sit. I forgot who the rapper sit in the Harris County jail. So I went to take a shower. If you from Houston rap, y'all know what I'm talking about. There, I forgot the rapper's name. I miss my free world. I miss my friends. I'm so all alone. Y'all know the beginning of the rap. So I started singing that song. That's when R. Kelly came in and said, "Keep my name out your mouth. I'm gonna keep my name out my mouth." And so I said, "This R. Kelly for real?" And remember this, the 12th was January 12th. Okay. Remember, R. Kelly's birthday is January 8th. Okay, January 8th. Remember, he was had a party in Chicago PD. Went to that party. He was doing the docu series Surviving R. Kelly. Y'all see. So then I like, nah, that's no R. Kelly's a troll. So I started playing this game. But then I thought it was him. He started coming hard at me, calling me all type of F-bombs and all other stuff. I said, "You call me gay and stuff." I'm like, "Dude, please." Tasha K said that you said new pigs to a 17-year-old boy. That's the John Doe in that case. Okay, and the one that worked at McDonald's he go to in Chicago. I said, "You can't call that body gay your ass on here saying new pitch to a boy, a 17-year-old boy." I knew it was him because his brother said he was bisexual. He was on Winnie Williams' radio show. Showed it, his dark-skinned brother showed it when he was accusing, said that he was going both ways. Okay, all right. So I'm glad this. I'm like, excuse me, I don't want to use the N-word here, but I'm like, this nigga here calling me gay. And so we got information on this man saying new pics to some 17-year-old boy. Okay, I'm like, I'm sorry to use the N-word, y'all. I'm trying to use that word, but like, nigga, please, you better take a download ass. I want you to me a song and made a song called Download. Okay, come on, you better take your ass off of your insecure a macho thug ass, gay ass, you know what I'm saying? You would call me a faggot. You the one over here seeing pictures, and then your brother came out and said that you was going both ways. So you don't sleep with women and girls. You seen with boys and boys to me. Let me talk to me for the boys. Okay, like over here, I say insecure ass nigga. I'm sorry to say the N word, y'all, but that's what I'm saying. My house is funny when you niggas say this type of shit, but we got a lot of tea on their ass. Call somebody gay and faggot, but they talk about them damn selves. Anyway, let's get to the subject. So I'm talking about so I'm going in, I'm cussing. So after I shut the video down, y'all, spiritually speaking, esoterically speaking, something told me, Zach, you messed up. I kid you not, I'm in CUNY Homes and I hear someone, oh, that brown skin nigga in there, talking about me. I knew they both talking to me. Oh, I'm gonna get his ass. So I guess they were telling thugs in third ward. Mind you, y'all, listen, y'all. My manager, Kimberly Thomas, she's from Chicago. Now she okay, I'm about channel 2 not talking about this. You know she got fired. When George Floyd family had a function after he got killed, she stole money and she stole money for it. And I'm glad I brought this up. The reason why I did the R. Kelly story, and remember, us Leos, like Madonna, we know how to get attention. We have to pay for it. When she went in sex book, she got more popular than she ever did a sex book and then erotica. Okay. Us Leos know how to push the button. Okay? So me and Madonna birthday not to follow each other. So I said I'm gonna do this case, and I'm gonna do this, and I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of views. In about 400 people, I never had so many people watch my video like that. 400 something views that morning night. So I knew it's natural. We don't have to pay for those views. We know how to get views. So anyway, we know how to get attention. Okay. So I said I'm gonna get this because she was overcharging my rent. Once I stopped getting unemployment, I'm supposed to go back to $50 because it's public housing. She refused to change it. Okay, she was overcharging me $100 some. I'm not getting unemployment, so why are you trying to get me evicted? I got a lawyer involved. I had some money because I worked in November, temporary job, and I was able to pay for legal shield, but I had to pay every month, right? And so I had to pay for legal shield, and thank God my lawyer told her, hey, this is against, saying, so they couldn't take me to court. So they was trying to get me evicted. So I said, nah, I'm going to do. That's how I ended up in homeless. I'll tell you what happened. The next week was Arlea's birthday, her 40th birthday. And I just talked about the City Girls twerk video with what's her name? Was Cardi B. And I did a video about Equinox International. And I was in Equinox International, the pyramid scheme. I know it was a scheme. I was 19, 20 years old back in 99, 98, 99, and 2000. I was trying to be my own boss. Bill Gold in Las Vegas, and his pyramid scheme. They shut down his business. Okay. So I was talking about that case on live stream because I want everybody to know we have to be careful of the multi-level marketing scams. Okay, because I was in there. Okay, I got recruited. I was looking for a job, and he was so sick about the interview, and then he would make everyone come to this meeting, and they tell you how and you sell products, and they'll put in your face how much money they made. And I found out on some of the folks that I made money, they went and got some credit card, something, or some credit, and bought a car and said they made money. I was reading that on the internet when they shut down back in 2000 the pyramid scheme, right? So I tried to do a video about that. Someone knocked on my door around by 8-ish, 9-ish, no, 7-ish, and I said, who is it? And they didn't say nothing. And it's nighttime in the hood, don't you guys open that door? They're trying to rob you. I called Precinct 6. Officer Cabral, Frankie Cabral, she's in Precinct 2 now, but now she's in Precinct 6. She came, a bunch of other officers from Precinct 6 came. They took pictures, and there's a lot of corruption in Precinct 6. I ain't gonna go detail that. I talked about that a long time ago. Okay, I know about the videos. Anyway, so they came, a whole bunch of cars, they took pictures, and it was stuff on the porch. I thought it was sus because we was getting ready for a HUD inspection. So Miss Thomas wanted all our apartments to be cleaned out, and we have the maintenance man come check because they want apartments clean. So when HUD come in late January or early February, we're gonna win inspection and not, get in trouble. Okay. So what happened was they didn't come to my apartment. It's like every time they have the hood inspection, they never come to my apartment. But they want all apartments clean so we can pass inspection. Also, they would give them grant money for the apartments. So there's a billion dollar apartment, but yeah, King Homes being so anyway, so it was not no suds that I swept with my broom when I was cleaning the apartment. That's what semen. Calm. Okay. And I read this in a Buddha book when I was on the street when my white friend paid for my hotel room in Greenspoint because he lived in Conroe. So he paid for a hotel room in June. Then there was George Floyd case. There was protests in June 2000. I read in a Voodoo book in my computer because I kept my laptop with me before it got messed up. And it said in the Voodoo Google book that in Voodoo you put semen or Voodoo you put semen or pure blood on the porch of your enemy and they'll vanish. And I said, no wonder, because I knew this eviction was not godly. I got mad at God. That's how bad I said. I almost, lucky I ain't become no saying this. I got mad at God. I almost committed suicide. So, find out later on, it was spiritual. So, someone told me, don't you do it. It's spiritual. It's just not God. This is spiritual. And I was right. So, when I was in the anti-R. Kelly Facebook group, we had a spy, and she's Jamaican descent. She was low key trying to defend R. Kelly. So I was talking with her, and I'm playing him dumb. I like to play dumb with people who try to play this little game. So I asked her when I was in my hotel room because remember I lost money due to the paying for hotel room and my stimulus check. 'Cause I did get a stimulus check when I was on the street, and I said in the hotel, but money was gone to go back on the street. So while I'm using free Wi-Fi at this motel, this hotel is owned by an Indian man. It's something townhouse on Greens Road in 45. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And there is a town. It's called Townhouse something. And it's owned by an Indian man. He's wealthy, got a wife and kids. He a billionaire, but his motel got roaches. I never forget to use baking soda and sugar to kill the roaches. Okay, I sure did. And a couple next to me, a brother and a sister next to me. They said, I said, y'all go on Twitter. You know me, I don't go to CEO, contact us, show them the bathroom downstairs when I was leaving. It was not working. I don't know how they were making money on that. But yeah, then we had someone playing with the fire with lead like a fire drill. Some customer got mad with their money. They put the fire drill, they sure did. The fire alarm would come out there outside like we oh Lord, I never forget out there for a week. So so I said contact the CEO, and I tried to find his email, but I gave them Twitter account of the CEO, and because I didn't want to contact the CEO because I want to know where I was. I was coming to have enemies online, so I didn't want to know where I was on the street because that's why they get people evicted. Like what's going on in California, this how I know this whole Santana situation. What's going on in California, all the homeless people, they making the price, they price gouging the rent. Yeah, they make you homeless. So if you're on the street, they can sacrifice you. They said they collect the homeless people, promise to give them a place to stay and shower, wash their clothes. Then they take you and they kidnap you. You end up dead on Halloween. They say, so Catholic priest that came out and said that he don't do Halloween because satanic cults get homeless people, promise them a place to stay, in vulnerable people. You go stay that person, they trying to kill you, they trying to sacrifice you, they kidnap you, and on Halloween they sacrifice you. So I did not know it was Halloween they do it, but I know that all these we the wealthiest country in the world, and we got a lot of homelessness. Oh yeah, that's to keep you. So when you don't have housing, the police don't ignore your cases. That's why I got a lot of police officers in trouble. Why don't I get police officers in trouble? We'll get the FBI on there behind. And for official oppression on that, I know how to get them in trouble. They got to So, because I'm about to become a lawyer too. I do something I think about them become a lawyer. Anyway, so they get all these homeless people, collect their bodies, and then sacrifice them on either on a full moon or on Halloween or any satanic holidays. Okay, Halloween is they do the sacrifice, the biggest sacrifice. It's harvest season. Harvest season starts like a lot of people end up missing on September and August into September, and then on Halloween that's when they do sacrifice. So anyway, so that's why. So something told me my eviction. I was about to commit suicide. I was mad at God. You know what I'm saying? Very angry at God. Some told me, no, this is not God's will. This is intended. When I asked that woman, I said, "Is it true?" And I was in my hotel. I asked that voodoo woman who was spying our anti-R. Kelly group. She was Jamaican. I asked her, I said, "Is it true you put cum or period blood on your image portrait?" She said, "Fuck yeah!" On Facebook Messenger. Fuck yeah! I put my period blood on people's porch. I said, I read the book. I kid you not, y'all. She blocked me on Facebook. She blocked the message was gone. I kid you. I said I knew when they put semen on my porch on January 16th, and I ended up homeless. Get evicted on Jerry Lopez's birthday when a white man did a shooting down there in El Paso. That's why I left on August 3rd. I left Kenny Holmes. I kid you not. As I knew this eviction was satanic. I knew this eviction was not godly. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. When I got my apartment again, okay, I can't mention my stalker's name, but when I did my research on this stalker, he came with Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes and Diddy and R. Kelly are friends. I said I knew this man connected with. That's why I was trying to tell old ugly Bendeja in Phoenix about the hearing with the stalker on telephone here. Judge Gonzalez that this man belongs to Luma because I said, why this man stalking me? Why he bothered me about my mixed hairs and skin tone? Because that was the argument that I used with the R. Kelly case. I said, hold up. R. Kelly, but I said, as mixed as we are, we know R. Kelly dark skin, but was not on that tape. Camera skin R. Kelly with some burnt tan from the sun playing basketball. You know when you don't put your sunscreen on and you get high pigmentation from the sun and you look darker on the face. Trust me, okay? You're not eating right. You need to detox your body. Your skin will get darker if you don't eat right. You smoking them cigarettes, smoking weed, smoking kush. You drinking too much, your skin will get darker in the face. You gotta detox your body to get your skin to match the rest of your body. Okay, sometimes your skin be lighter, the rest might be dark in the face because you're eating too much sugar. Drink. I'm a caffeine thing, so sometimes my skin gets darker in the face because I drink a lot of caffeine. Caffeine is my drug. Okay, I love me some caffeine, especially matcha. Okay, and some coffee. Okay, come on, because it helps me. That's why I go to Starbucks get hot water because I'm trying to get out of homelessness. You know why people drink coffee at work because caffeine does make you concentrate when I shoot. Why am I always drinking coffee at work? Because it keeps me concentrated. Caffeine keeps you move faster. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want nobody to say when I used to work for other people, I didn't want nobody to say I was slow. So I had to drink some cup of coffee. When I worked at Mason, it was a stud white woman. I couldn't stand it. Miss Ricky. Who I can't stand it. She's kind of a feminine stud. I didn't know she was gay until someone told me. But she got mad because they gave us some free coffee and I'm on the clock. I'm like, excuse me, Reeve, I'm drinking coffee so I can do the job. Why do you think I'm doing this? I'm like, I'm not drinking on the coffee on the job to go against your rule. I'm drinking coffee, but y'all give it to us for free because your customer might say, well, I'm trying to do y'all job. Because that's what anyone know me, it makes more. I said, excuse me, because it means so I get that basket to get all stuff and I'm going fast, like speakers honest. Okay, I'm saying going fast. Cause I did it helps me function. So if I go to Starbucks, get hot water, free hot water, with my food stamps, buy me some coffee, some matcha, mix that shit together. Baby, you mixing coffee and tea, you damn right. And I'm moving there trying to figure out how to make money online with my computer so I can get the hell out of being homeless and buy me a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole purpose. I got that old racist Latino, that old crazy bitch Deborah. Cause no, when you fucking me trying to get out of my situation, I'm gonna fuck you up. I don't do your physical, I'm gonna do your spiritual. I'm gonna wish what I do is find what you're doing wrong and tell the CEO, get your ass out the job. Don't mess with me. I'm trying to get my process and get out of homeless because that's why you never saw me beg on the street. Because when I read them law attraction books, it tell you to change your mindset. And when I tell you I would get money, I will say my prayers, my obedience, and command of God that I'll get some money. And somebody roll up and give me some money. And that stuff is real. I'm not begging. Remember, I came from a middle class household. I'm not begging nobody for no money. Hell no. Now, if I know somebody, a person, no, that's not. But I ain't begging no total stranger for no money. So that's how I actually I was on the street. I made a whole lot of money. because I didn't ask for nobody. I pray, say my prayers, change your mindset. It's gonna happen. And say meditate, and trust me, someone could roll up with some money. I kid you not. Where I was coming from when I had my money, and I bought me the $1 thing for the 24 outfits so I can stay my ass clean, so I will not be dirty. Okay. All right. I wasn't trying to be dirty. Okay. You ain't trying to be dirty. I come. It was raining. A white couple, kid you not, saw me put my in a rain, thumb lighted. As I came from 12 hour fitness, I ain't know them. And as I'm trying to get out the rain, I'm trying to get to a bus stop or shelter. They came at me, say, "Sir, you need help." They saw me bring my stuff from my luggage and stuff from because they can't have the baskets near the 24-hour fitness, right? It's all festival further down the street. I put my stuff. They gave me $120 back in early May or early late April after Easter. I kid you not. That's you know what I'm saying. That's why I say do law of attraction. Law of attraction ain't pegging. Now you do what other God it is. We do with Jesus and God. You will change your mindset. Poverty is a mindset. Okay. So and remember, I wasn't raised poor. I was raised middle class. Okay, you know I came from top family. I was raised middle class, poor, and be at the same time. So I'm not trying to be poor and looking ghetto. That's not me. So okay, even though people see me go to these different churches and take a shower, and I come out looking clean as a homeless man. That's how I am. I believe looking your best. Okay, so anyway, so that's why I would get coffee, get buy my food stamps, cash they gave me, buy me some coffee, give me some herbs, mix that shit up together. Go to Starbucks, get a free water, hot water. They warm it up. You mix that stuff together, baby, and you everything. Get on that computer, right with your stuff in there. Let them know you ain't trying to beg for no money, you ain't trying to sleep, you ain't trying to go against you trying to go on there and get some resources on the computer. So thank God we have technology. Yeah. And go on that computer and try to make you some money. I'm trying to make content, try to advertise and because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to you say, dang, we never seen because I read them before I left CUNY House. I read them law of attraction books that I had uploaded on my computer and I was procrastinating. I said, nah, I'm not gonna beg nobody. I ain't begging nobody. Trying to give me a hotel. Now I'm trying to make money online so I can get some money, some cashes on some PayPal, something on there, so I can make some money and get the hell out of my situation and go to a hotel. Hotel got free Wi-Fi furniture. Those you got the money, you do make your money, go to school online. Okay, why are you homeless? Okay, I had a plan. That's why I got folks in trouble trying to kick me out. Wait, I ain't trying. And weird, because I got just before I got old fake sister, fake the race Latina. It was a fake named Erica at FedEx. It's funny, the white woman at FedEx, she let me stay there. The sister, the one on Chin Rock, old Eric, dog skin, old fake, old crazy, cop picking or answer my bitch. I got her ass in trouble. It's weird. Before I came there, homeless people come there. One homeless white guy put the stuff right there in the ceiling. Oh yeah, in the bathroom. Homeless people come in there, sleep in there. Nobody said money, so I can stay. That was the plan. Let me get me a hotel. Let me go ahead and make this money online and get me home. Some people so stupid. That's why you saw home people at Starbucks or at Kroger's or where using the Wi-Fi so I can get the hell out of my situation. I was gonna live in the hotel. You damn right. I read Superhead's book. Prevention be a victim. When Superhead, she lived when she was homeless and she with them stars and she out there being thought. She was staying in the hotels. Now, you know what I'm saying? She was staying in them hotels. Sure was. When she was homeless, she stayed in hotels. I said, I'm gonna stay and be like Superhead. I'm gonna stay in a hotel. I'm not gonna be on the street over here looking like buckwheat. There's no. Looking like buckwheat, looking crazy. No. Be on that kush, that K2. No, hell no. That ain't not gonna be me. If I stay in the most white folks area, okay? Yeah. So now y'all see why I was at the Starbucks. I wasn't trying to load her. I was trying to get the hell out. Thank you. Free Wi-Fi You got a computer or phone, use that thing to get out your situation. Shit. Thank you. So I get me a bath, right? Have a shower in the hotel. They got kitchenettes now. I ain't never had a kitchenette till I went to the one to the hotel in Charleston when Trump gave us. That's why I was loving my vote for Trump because he gave us my shit came on time. And I had to keep my mouth shut. They ain't want to try to rob me. So as I got in the hotel, I took a bath. I felt like Josephine Baker when she said she died and went to heaven when she went to France. And then moved to with Lynn Winfield. I felt like Josephine Baker. Okay, when she left segregation, I said, "Oh, I died and went to the 15th of April of 2020. I don't forget that. That went to open door shower. I said, Lord, I feel like I died and went to heaven. Took my stinky, dirty behind a shower. Woo! I felt okay. So y'all see why I was at the business with my computer trying to get out of my situation. I ain't begging nobody for no damn money. Hell no. I'm trying to sell products, trying to advertise, trying to do this, make your own money online so you get that cash money, and go pay for a hotel, get you a bath, iron your clothes, wash your clothes, cook your food. It's furnished. You don't need no of that. You don't need none of that. Okay, so let's go hostel and all that. But I tell you, like that was the whole purpose of me going them places. Thank you. Okay, so I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to stay in the streets. So when I became homeless 2 times, and the person in the stalker, his birthday was on my eviction. Now let me go ahead and give you the satanic math. If you know Revelation 13, Revelation 13 talks about 666, right? Okay. So my stalker's birthday was on July 12th. He born on 87. Okay. So y'all get y'all math. They put the eviction on July 6th, right? I paid $22 to get that off so we can go to next month with a jury. Okay. The clerk, Lorena, said no. Judge Garcia's employee. We're changing to next week. They put it on July 12th, 2023, on his 36th birthday. Okay? 36. So here we go. July 6th. That's 6 days. 6 days. Okay, 6 more days is the 12th, right? Okay. The 6, 36. So you got 3 set of 6s and number 3. It was satanic sacrifice to get me homeless. So when the reason I'm bringing you all this about me, because before anybody come in and say that this murder was not satanic, that I'm just being stupid, I'm making conspiracies, excuse me, it was. The murder of Andrew Meismer was satanic. Let me go off subject because I want you to get an idea why I believe that. As a person who used to practice witchcraft voodoo, who been spiritually attacked 2 times, gang stock, I'm still being gang stock to this day. I'm not being conspiracy theorist as someone who's talking out their ass. I'm being real. Andrew and his girlfriend, the way they dress, the young people who's protesting at that school, where they dress. I'm also looking at the guy, how he looked in his mugshot. This man looks satanic, and I'm not trying to defame Andrew or his girlfriend, but when y'all dress gothic, okay, it does give an idea because a lot of people into satanic, like with David and Celeste's case, they wear this black clothing, dark clothing. It's always black clothing. I remember I used to dress all in black too, and people thought I was their worship when I was in 6th grade, okay? Because I saw the fashion, because I saw Jan Jackson dressed all black, Michael Jackson, the rock singers, the dark clothes, even NWA wearing dark clothes. Why? Dark black is associated with death. If you see red and black together, That's blood, and black represent death. Okay. So when you see these people dress dark clothing and they have this gothic look, they can be Christian and not be into that. I'm not saying, but usually it's a satanic cult. They're involved in dabbling into some occult practices. Was some racial situation because one thing no one was saying honky and nigger and all you know what I'm saying those racial you know what I'm saying no one wasn't saying that in this case and yes he's with but I can tell that brother not with that sister okay no about the sister's a pretty little sister I'm not saying she's not attractive and I'm not saying because I'm a grown man I'm not trying to be no pedo here but usually a brother I'm gonna say not all brothers don't go for a sister that look like her okay I'm just being all it is usually she you know I'm not trying to stereotype she went into white men and usually sometimes they'll make it themselves. They look, you know, she looked, you know, and I'm not trying to be, you know, a pedophile person or anything like that. She looked presentable, okay, because she's under to be children with my daughter or my girl, yeah, okay. However, there if she was a grown woman, some brothers, not all, I can't say all brothers, 'cause everybody that we not monolithic, but the ones who buy the stereotypes would not be checking for her. Okay, it could be a white. So I can say right there, Andra, I can't be Andre's mind of the killer, but I can say they 9 10 he ain't checking for her. Okay, it's called like it is. All right, let's if it's something like Cardi B, Megan Stallion, teenage sense, that'll be the one that he probably would go with, not her. Okay, I'm not saying she's not good looking. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Okay, I'm just saying that if we got to start putting stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? Usually, and because these are kids, but let's say they're adults, how they usually a sister that the way she's dressed I can't say every brother because there are brothers into the grunge and goth look too. However, if they into hip hop and they rap, they're not checking for her. Okay, they not let stop. Okay, usually maybe some out there, my God, but they're not gonna be checking for a sister that look like her. And I'm not saying because she dark skin, she can be light skinned. They're not checking. They're not checking. And this is how I know this too because the black skin chick that had issues in Job Corps, she was a gothic type girl. Okay, you know, and she, I'm like some brothers, yes, like the dark skinned brothers, 2 years younger than her. He looking for some high yellow. Okay, but when I saw her, I thought she was curly haired Mexican chick. I was not into her the way she dressed. She looked bit dull. You know what I'm saying? The black skin chick that I used to get into it in job for it, the one called Ugly Betty. She was dull. Her hair was not done. She had curly hair, long curly hair. She dressed in dark clothes. Okay, she was 18. I was 25. Yeah, okay. I cannot see myself, even though my roommate married her, my mixed Mexican part white roommate married her. He's in the rock. I see them together. Okay, I cannot be seen, even though if me and her did get along. Okay, me and the black skin chick. I cannot see me and her together. She lighted me. She had loose skirt, but she dressed in dark clothes. Her hair, she had no makeup. She rarely wore makeup. She dressed dull. You know what I'm saying? You get my point now. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Now, if someone like now Doja Cat is grown, let's say Doja Cat was a couple years older. Okay, I can see myself with Doja Cat. She looks Doja dressed like that sometimes too, but Doja Cat dressed like a diva as well. I like the diva type girls, you know, diva type women. Okay, this black chick was not no diva. Okay, you know what I'm saying. She had diva nasty attitude, but she didn't her look her how she dressed she dressed dull, you know, and it's like I can't see myself with her. So when even when she was saying about her stepmom, or who's African American, saying her daddy, when her daddy married as she left her Mexican mom, okay, was saying that her daughter looks better, that she look better, that the black skin she look better than her daughter, and some black man gonna marry her. I had to freaking laugh. I say, yeah, we'll leave it for a white girl. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, like the Kanye song. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get down, get here, get there. Actually, that song came out. Down that time when she was talking, I said, yeah, leave for a white girl, okay? Get down here, get down, okay? You know what I'm saying? Gold digger song. I cannot see myself with her. She too dull. You know what I'm saying? She don't got no makeup on. She not as girly. I can't see myself with her, so I would never go with her. And by her being anti-black, even though she was part Black American, I cannot see myself with her. Period. But the dark skinned dude was trying to beat me up. Yeah, I can see because he wants a yellow bone, some thirsty, you know what I'm saying? Some yellow bone, okay? And she ain't all fine as a yellow bone either, okay? Anyway, she married my part white, part Mexican. He identified mostly Mexican. His grandfather's white. Well, his grandfather's mama. Well, the mama, yeah, the mom. I think the mama's his mother. Their mother, maternal grandfather was Anglo. Okay, and nobody know it until they tell you because everybody thinks it's just something that they just say they're Mexican. Okay, but anyway, he's into rock music. You know what I'm saying? He's into Mondo. Remember I showed the picture? You know, yeah. He on him. They are for each other. I kid you not, they don't. You know what I'm saying? You need to take pictures. They don't smile as much. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to talk about my former roommate because he was cool. I wasn't cool with his wife. Oh, I can't stand to this day, even though it was 20 some years. But when I see this sister, I'm not saying she's like the black skin chick I had, but she's into that rock look. A hip hop brother, okay, a hood brother is mostly not gonna go with her. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that maybe this because everybody all individual, but most likely he is not gonna care about a woman going a grown sister going with some white dude. Okay, that I kid you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing. This not a Nicole Brown. Y'all try to make this story to Nicole Brown O.J. Simpson case. It has nothing to do with race. This over a vape pen. And yes, I did say Satan. Even they're not practicing Satanism. When you get high on drugs, that's pharmakia. Pharmakia. Pharmakia is sorcery, right? In Greek, right? So you smoking weed and getting high and doing coke and kush, you conjuring spirits. When you get drunk, remember, alcohol comes from air where it means a body eating spirit, right? So when you get drunk on alcohol, you're gonna get act crazy. You gonna drive crazy. That's why they don't drink and drive. You're not on your right mind. This murder is a satanic one. If my speculation is wrong, they're not involved in satanic. They doing drugs. They dress it in dark, gothic, looking like the David case or looking like Marilyn Manson. And I remember, we thought the world was coming in. I showed you, I did thought the world Marilyn Manson came. Remember in '79. I remember the beautiful people. Okay, Jesus was it Jesus Christ Superstar? Uh what was his Antichrist Superstar? So Antichrist Superstar ad with Interscope, same with David, with Interscope with Death Row Records. Come on now with gangster rap. You can tell when the people dress in. And I remember on MTV, Better Manson had all type of fans. It wasn't the white kids, it wasn't the light skinned Latinos. You African people involved in Better Manson. Okay, Travis Scott is a Better Manson. I think Lil Uzi, he in the same man, okay, and probably David, the singer, Marilyn Manson. So, and I know a dude by his camera skin. He has a white daddy, kinky hair. I'm not like a dude. He was drinking blood too. He was from New York. His dad was white. I believe he showed a picture of his dad. His dad was white. I'm not lying. He was camera skin. I know kinky hair. He had a white daddy, and his friends in El Paso in New York was in showing pictures. They were into that grunge look. Okay, he hung around mostly white folks. You know what I'm saying? But he was into grunge, and he was into the rock thing and gothic. And he did tell him. He said he does drink blood. Him, and his white girlfriend, and then they had these sex orgy parties. I mean, he told me all that. Okay, back in 2005 and '6, he was in, and it was another Mexican dude who said F God. He became a military later on. When last time I had him on Facebook, I have a government name. This Mexican dude, as he turned grown and job poor, he went to the military. He is into that stuff deep. So, and I had a friend, a black skin friend. He was bisexual. Okay, I don't forget because I went to El Paso, I started meeting these satanic people. When I went to El Paso, his wife, she mixed. Her daddy, her daddy racist, and his wife, ex-wife, part Mexican. Anyway, Mexicans hated Cook hated Mexicans too. Anyway, so she mixed. Her mama half white, half Mexican. Her dad Hungarian. She was I kid her. They had to make her take a bath. She only took a bath when it was a full moon. She stank. They had to force this girl, I'm not lying, to take a damn bath. So her boyfriend, and I know her boyfriend was part black. I used to call him Prince. Curly hair. Once I found he part black, he reminded me of Prince. He had curly hair. I thought curly hair Mexican with why though? Because they Afro Mexican bloodline, right? Well, he was bisexual. And so he was going with her. And so she said, "Well, I don't want my dad and bring it to my dad because I have my black friends here, and my dad he does not like black people." I said, well, "Okay." I said, "Well, we mean, well, my young, what's his name? Is he? Yeah, she did stink. No, fan. I ain't trying. When I hugged her on her graduation, I hate the fact I hugged her. She did have smelly arms. Yeah. So anyway, she was heavily into witchcraft. I kid you not, and Satanism. So she would go to La Cruces, Mexico, and go to which everybody told me that story that she'd go to La Cruces, Mexico, New Mexico, and do some sentence. Which I'm not lying. They told me all about this at Job Hope. So then, so then, and she had a party. Now remember, I wasn't in Job Corps 2001. But my homegirl, she part white, part Hispanic, she part Panamanian. She told me to America's High School. She said this girl had a party talking about the one that had a part white, part Mexican mama and white racist daddy. She had a party on September 11th when it happened. I kid you not. She told everybody would tell me about this, and then the gay brother, the camera, he couldn't lie to me. Like the gay brother, he said, yes, she said, yeah, she a witch, she a Satanist. They all went to high school, America's High School in El Paso, and then they went to Job Corps later on. They said she's a witch. So she told me before she told she was a witch and she was Satanist. And I never forget because I hired it was Satanist. I said, I don't want to be seen with no dead worshippers. And that's when the her and that black skin dude was together. They said, we are dead worshippers. And how dare you talk about us like that? But it was not, and I was free with it because it was cool. He wasn't trying to force me, listen to the devil and all that. But I remember Miss Diaz had made that black skin dude get rid of his satanic Bible. So did. Yep. They said he had satanic Bible. She made him get rid of that. Miss Diaz was the head of the residential director. Okay, that's the one who gave me hell till I can stand her. She died of over cancer. Okay, Miss Diaz. Okay, she said Miss Diaz made him get rid of his satanic Bible. I don't forget this stuff. He was into. So we had people into that stuff. So yeah. So anyway, oh, you're on the bus for somebody. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so then, so she was into satanic stuff, and so they made her Miss Coffee, a sister that was section 6'2". She made her take a bath. They said Mama made her singing bath. Okay, okay, somebody singing bath. Okay, she said that that they said Miss Coffee Mama. You know what I'm saying? They call her mama. The sister that worked there. She was RAs, Richard advisor. She made her take a bath because they said that she was stinking. She only take a bath when it's a full moon. So, you in El Paso, I remember it was a cholo dude. A cholo dude. He wasn't in the job corps. We went to the store, right? I was helping one of the people that worked there. And when we went to the store, this cholo dude had horns and Santana 66 on his bald head. I kid you not. I kid you not. Scared the hell out of me. Cholo dude with horns tatted. And it's people out there believing this. I kid you not. So then, so anyway, I recognize that's the Santana. It was open, like you can see it, like in El Paso. So we are in El Paso, Texas. Like I said, I was there. So anyway, so how the dude was part black, cause he told me, so and so, he part black. I said, what? Yeah, he part black, and I'm afraid my dad will find out, cause my dad had to my white dad. Cause he okay with Mexicans, but I said in my head, they had Afro Mexicans in Mexico, Like your mama could be had some black in her. In my head saying I didn't want to say out loud to cause an argument, but I'm like your mom could have some black in her from Mexico. So I don't know what he over here messing with Mexicans. You talking about he got KK tatted on his back. I kid you not, I said the Klan killed Mexicans. What are you talking about? People don't know the history. The Border Patrol was crazy. It was crazy about people don't know the history. Dumb people out there. But anyway, but he made a baby with part white, part Mexican woman, and made her. And so she said, y'all have to be careful. I mean, my black friends over there, he might ever get mad. So if he find out that so-and-so part black, it'll be a problem. So that's how I found out the Blaskin dude that was at Job Code with curly hair and like Prince a little bit. He was a Satanist and he was part black American. I didn't know he was part African American all this time. Did not know that. So anyway, but he was bisexual. He said that I'm gonna go back to my boyfriend and why this. I already told every time I didn't talk that. But they were bisexual. He was bisexual. She was bisexual. They were going. Y'all forget this. Y'all forget. Y'all. I don't want her. I'm going back to. I'm missing my boyfriend. Somebody told that. Cause his boyfriend in Wallace, Mexico. I never get that. I never get that story. I'm gonna go back with my boyfriend, Tyler. He said, I never forget. But I mean, he took a bath, but she didn't. They said that Mama, Miss Carter had made this girl take a bath. So then she graduated in 2005, 20 years ago. I remember giving her a hug. And she had her medieval dress, her dark and medieval dress, and again she smelled. I said, "Dang, she smells stinking." And everybody was saying, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, she was into voodoo," and that's how I know when some of these folks don't take a bath, they not take a bath, they doing rituals. Yep, that's how I learned. When you start meeting these people, and I was going to get my education. I ain't not be meeting some, but it's a lot of people into goth. There's a lot of people into rock music. I remember hearing, I got tired hearing Linkin Park so many times. I kept, people will overplay Linkin Park. I'm like, can we listen to some other music besides, you know what I'm saying? So, but you're weird. Tristan Barrington, who's from Phoenix, where I started from, okay, we're living there, right? Tristan Barrington dad worked for the police department. He was against the sex users for sex crime unit. Tristan Barrington, was killed. Zachary King, the former Santana Wizard, said he did not commit suicide. Him and Chris Cornell did not commit suicide. They killed him. They killed him because it was exposing sex trafficking rings in Hollywood. Okay? And what's the other, the designer, the cook? I've got Andrew something. I've got his name. Remember Lovely T said a bunch of witches was on Twitter when he died? And his girlfriend was a witch? Yeah. So, oh yes. This was before Epstein came out and R. Kelly. So when I'm seeing these kids dressed in dark clothes, I used to want to go to Hot Topic because they had Hot Topic. I bought my first fake earring. Okay, my hair is not pierced, but I couldn't wear it on campus. I'll go wear it when I go to the mall. It was like a matting earring, okay, because I never wore earrings before, but I wore earring and I lost it too because I wanted them to take it from me at Job Corps. And I remember when my Mexican friends, he's straight. We used to sometimes paint our nails black. And I remember they forced us men could not wear no black fingernail polish. But I remember because I was trying to get into, I said, when I get some money, I'm going to get some cholo clothes and La Negrita. I had the Cholo Zacharias shirt. I'm going to get some cholo clothes and go to Hot Topic. And I'm going to get some, but they said we can't wear certain pants. I remember my Mexican friend from Juarez, he was into rock music. And he would dress. They told him the pants he wore, he cannot wear it at Job Corps at Hot Topic in South Vista Mall. So I remember I used to go to because I used to go to Hot Topic a lot. And then what I'm saying, and I said I want to dress, get a little scary. And I said Halloween come. I said I'm gonna go to Hot Topic get some Halloween. So yeah, I was young. I'll forget. So and it was fun. I'm sorry, it was fun doing Halloween. Okay, but yeah, I forget them days. Okay, and so. But it is a culture in cueros. Everybody call it culeros. Y'all don't care cueros. That cueros was a botanica store, and they sell witchcraft. Oh yeah, in Santeria and Santa Muerte. That's deep down in El Paso, okay? You know, it's right there by the border. A lot of cartels are into Santa Muerte, okay? In Santeria, in Voodoo. So that's how I know that when I came back, that's how I found about Santa Muerte. I did not know anything about Santa Muerte until I went to El Paso, Texas. And we had some people, I got a debate with this Mexican dude from Juarez who spoke mostly Spanish. I'm telling you that Santa Muerte is not of God. It's not, if you're, and I'm Catholic myself, we don't practice that. That's against our faith. And this man kept saying, well, remember, they mixed the kids, the adults with the kids. So from 16 to 20, 24, right? I'm saying Santa Muerte is mala. Here, Santa Muerte is good. Booyah! Santa Muerte, and I remember Mr. Macias, and we got into about that. I kept saying Santa Muerte is mala. It's the devil. It's Satanica. I'm saying it in Spanish and English. He said, Santa Muerte is good. Booyah! And I'm saying, it was a magazine he got because the apostle library come bring their little their truck, whatever called, with a bunch of books, and and he checked out Santa Muerte magazine. And as I looked at it, and them folks, I'm not lying, they showing pictures of Santa Muerte. People believe in it. This woman have an altar. So yeah. When I went to El Paso, I had a rude awakening. Okay, because I came back to Houston, and I started seeing these people practicing Santa Muerte. I remember I worked at the food stamp office on Telephone Road back in 2000. When Michael Jackson died. And I remember it was after Hurricane Ike, so it was a lot of Latino people there. Later, I speak Spanish sometimes. Sometimes my Spanish was not good to get someone to help me out sometimes because we were trying to help people get welfare, right? And so I was a greeter working for Goodwill. Goodwill Timber. My manager, Sherry Genies, that was my manager. When I got arrested for stealing money, that was my manager. Okay, so I was working for Goodwill, and I worked at the Texas Health and Human Services. And it was Latino dude. It was people. I remember it was an old Latino woman. She had Santa Muerte necklace. It scared the hell out of me. Then it was Latino dude tattoo, like a little cholo dude tattoo thug. He had on his arm Santa Muerte, and I give him a look. He like, what you looking at me like that for? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, and it scared the hell out of me. I swear. I said, and he had folks, and he was good. You see, people driving with Santa Muerte stuff. As soon as I see Santa Muerte, I'll get away from you. Okay, what I'm saying? I never forget that. Cause like I said, when I went to El Paso before that, I didn't know anything about something like that. I know about Voodoo, Santeria, Palomillado, with that Kilroy case, Mark Kilroy case back in '89. Okay, but I didn't know about Santa Muerte. And when I came to El Paso, and they talked about Santa Muerte on El Paso Times, I said, really got a thing, a church concert, what? And then to 2004, then cause you read Paso Times all the time. Then when I saw some of the students like literally get a book, a magazine from the trailer, they used to bring on Wednesdays, to Apostle to Job Corps. When I saw that, I said, wait a minute, and Santa Muerte. And I said, and I got a debate with. I said, Santa Muerte. Then one time I had a friend, he Mexican, Puerto Rican, and we had a debate. Because I'm talking about cool arrows. So one of my friends, my friend named Mario, one of my roommates named Mario, he kind of white passing Mexican dude. He talking about he used to go a store called Cool Arrows. He said, Mom, I'm going to Culeros. You know, Culeros is a bad word. So we call Culeros. I'm at Culeros. But Cool Arrows is not, it's Cool Arrows. In El Paso, that's a Botanica. That's a Yabba store. The Yabba store, those are witchcraft. We get all them boo. I kid you not. And we'll talk about that. And I said, yeah, that stuff is satanic. So me and this Mexican dude, we got into a debate. And I said, dude, that stuff is satanic. That's not, and no, us Catholics do not believe in that. This is not, go to your catechism and law. We don't believe in that. That's against our faith. So he said, Sarah Cruz, she practiced. I said, she's not practicing. I'm glad. And I showed him the book, Me Be a Sailor. I said, look, I checked this out as a person in college. Look, she said she didn't believe in Santa Muerte. Stop lying. I mean, she said Santeria. And he said, well, I believe in Santa Muerte, Santeria and all that. And I prayed, he actually, he used to see him on Instagram. I know his government name. He was talking to Santero in New York somewhere. in El Paso. So yeah, y'all, it's yeah. So and we got a debate, and that was Mr. Macias, one of my RAs. We got into it, and I'm like, dude, the only way you told me you believe in God and all that. And actually, one of my roommate, a white mixed with Native American dude, he was into that with Satan stuff. Him and his Mexican friend went to El Paso, went to Army, and we got rid of him and put him in another room. He was mentioning Satan. He was listening to emo. It's all about the David King. He listen to emo music. He would start acting a fool. I kid you. That they are putting spells in that music because that dude, I kid you not. So as he put the emo music on, we ain't supposed to have food in the room. He throwing food out. He acting a fool. They told me, they say you have your woman. I said, now y'all shut up. We warned this man crazy. And then he said, that's not right. You over here talking about where say you're snitching on us. Say like those snitches. So I had pictures of the Black Virgin Mary. I had pictures of Jesus. I had a crucifix. And people, oh, that's not right. I can't be a saint, but you got the Virgin Mary up here. You got Jesus. You got crucifix. I said, yeah, I'm going to have that in my room. You dang all right. Right there. I'm glad I did put that. And trust me, the spirit got that dude out that room, and he moving with that Mexican dude. They pastor say, I kid you not. I kid you not. And they'll say, yeah. So you're Catholic? I said, yes, I'm Catholic. Yes, I am. And I'll say my prayers. You always pray. I am going to be praying. She's like, I ain't the purple. I'm going through some spiritual stuff. I'm going to be praying. And so they did not like that. I had, and I know one Mexican who was not Catholic. Oh, you got the rosary on your own because the blinds in your rooms were open, so they'll see what's in your room. And they passed the actually our room was not too far from Miss Diaz's office and Miss Maya Scott, in the office where the recreation, not recreation, we call it residential office, right? So they'll pass by my room and say, "Oh, you got all that stuff," and I'm like, "Man, shut up," you know what I'm saying? But yo, when I put that stuff, he was up there. I'm offended. You got the Virgin Mary. He was a black virgin. I'm not kidding. I went to 99 cent though and bought a black Virgin Mary. And a black version of show did. Put that on there. I put that. Then I had the Jesus in there. So it was a white Jesus, but close to it. And I had a crucifix and stuff like this. So I put that in there, and he was like, "Man, I like." And yes, putting them images. Thank God, God worked them images. Kicked that dude out the room, and he moved in with his satanic friend. And I kid not, the satanic friend. When I was on Facebook like 10 years ago, on my government name, this dude, he went to the military, he became grown because he was a teenager. He became a tall Mexican dude. He is into that demonic stuff. He is a witch, a warlock, a brujo. I kid you not. So when I see, I talk about me making speculations. When I used to practice that from 19 years old, did not know I'll go to another city and meet people into this. Did not know that R. Kelly until Leah Lynn, shot Leah Lynn, talk about that he was into voodoo and in a book called Dad Little Freeze. He'll pin on them girls when they pee. That they do a spell. They use body fluids. They drink blood, feces, semen. They use that for spiritual warfare. They believe in a power of body. Like they say in New Orleans, mixed with Creole down the family tree. Okay, I'm from Texas, my parents from Texas, but down the family we have Louisiana roots. But people from Louisiana, y'all know we got people that do voodoo. Not everybody is Creole voodoo, but they got people that do. They say don't eat nobody's food. They put period blood, women put period blood in your food, in spaghetti, and you fall in love with her. Like even Raven Simone, her white said that she said on a podcast that she put her vaginal blood in Raven food. And this woman, now you remember Raven Simone was girly girl, straight. She wasn't gay then. She wasn't gay when she was on Cosby show. So that white woman, now Raven Simone like a doggone bald headed stud. We never see that. We never thought that Raven Simone was like a bald headed stud. Okay, bald headed hoe shit, bald headed hoe shit. There it is, bald. Okay, we never thought that Raven Simone, but her white came on a podcast and said she put her be nasty, her pussy blood in that woman food. Yo, this stuff is written. She did a spell and Raven Simone fall in love with her. I kid you not. That's no they did. They'll put stuff in your food. put it in your food, and these food plates. Be careful what you eat. That's why you better pray before you eat. They will put they badge up and when people spit in your food for revenge, they sometimes do a spell. That's right. When people in fast food, we putting stuff in your food. It ain't always about disrespect. They putting stuff to make you go through some things. I kid you, they put something. I kid you not. Okay, because they use spit, they use saliva, they use semen, they use blood, they use feces, all that to put in your food, and then you be on the spell. So when R. Kelly was peeing on them girls, he was doing a spell. Okay, their book, their little freaks, they were collecting the girls' peeing. It was a sex cult. It was a sex cult. So that's why I speak on a spiritual rhythm. This murder with Andrew Meismer is not Meismer is not a race, and I'm tired of you white racist people. Okay, even though we're related, because Africans and people are not pure black, we mix with white. You don't have to claim me as a cousin, but we technically are related. Stop making this about race. This is a spiritual warfare. Them kids, I'm looking how they protest out there at the school in Baytown. They in this gothic looking clothes. Remember, I tried to dress on Hot Topic. I bought the earring Boston thing, but I ain't buy no clothes on Hot Topic. But I remember back when I was in my 20s, dang, it's like I'm just a little scary. I want to scare people. Cause I want to scare people. I was just, I'm intimidated and being mistreated. I said, let me get gothic. I said, I said, now in my 20s, everybody would go to hot. As soon as we go to Sunday Mall Friday, we get paid. In job, we get paid. We go to Sunday Mall. We go to Macy's. We go dealers. Go to eating place, eat some pizza, go to Walmart where the white lady they're shooting. Okay, we just go to Walmart down there. I don't forget them days. I don't forget. And Hot Topic, while we were going to Hot Topic, and the Hot Topic had some gruesome stuff. We like, oh, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I said, and it was some people dressed gothic. I said, I'm gonna dress gothic. I said, I'm gonna get me some gothic clothes. They were telling people certain clothes at Hot Topic we cannot wear a job card. Never forget that too. La Grita. They said they need to give you we call it a voucher, a clothing voucher to go buy clothes for your education. Like I'll buy some extra pants. I got tired of wearing 2 pair of pants. I'll buy me some Dickie pants because we had Dickie pants, it's khaki pants for in a job corps shirt. I like to stay clean. I like to have so I use that clothes buy some Dickie khaki pants so I can wear some clean clothes to drop from uniform. I don't like wearing the same pants that's dancing. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I don't like wearing the same clothes every day. I like wearing different clothes every day. So I'll go buy me use a voucher, and then they had La Negrita because like they did La Negrita store, the Cholo store downtown, and he's the one outside of Gold, so they closed that one, right? La Negrita Cholo store, but they were buying the kids who bought in Cholos. They were buying the Cholo store. They weren't buying no cartel shoes for a job. You waited for a job interview. And some pins, they were buying some Cholo clothes, and they had stopped doing that. I forget talking stop. They put La Negrita out. One of the Mexican American dudes that work in the financial department. I said, "Come on, okay, no, we're not going to La Negrita." I said, "No, La Negrita. It's called La Negrita. La Negrita. I'm not lying. In downtown El Paso, and I went there when I had my own money, and I was off work in school. I said, I'm gonna give me a Cholo shirt. I can't wear a Cholo shirt because it's game related." I said, exactly, it's old English letters. So I got me a black shirt thinking like a Misa Negra. Okay, let me get that's okay. My time about it. So I said, let me go get me a black shirt and get me in the day it was $10. A peso was cheap then, man. That's why I love when the peso was cheap. No peso it used to be expensive. Went to La Negrita store, it was hot. I said, I'm gonna get me a Cholo shirt. But I couldn't wear it because it was because I was in Jocko proper. It had Zacharias. And I missed that shirt because when I got evicted the first time, that shirt was in there. It had Zacharias in old English letter, and I told the Mexican lady put it old English letter. Yeah, for $10. And she put it in there. I said, "Oh, I got me a Cholo shirt. I finally got me a Cholo. I got me a Cholo shirt. I said, I got me a Cholo shirt, y'all." But they took La Negrita out. Okay, so. They was telling certain clothes because the people go to La Negrita to get the Cholo clothes, and they'll go to Hot Topic to get the gothic. That's how I know. So when I see these kids dressing gothic, and I'm saying a murder, you gotta put two together. And he's like the Celeste and David. Look at David's crew. All of them dressed dark black clothes. You know what I'm saying? And same thing, and like I said, when I had that white mixed with Native American roommate, his ass, oh Lord, they call him Harry Potter. He would put on that emo rock music and he would start throwing stuff and act wild. And when he mentioned he was a Satanist, him and that Mexican friend his, the tall Mexican who later became military, when he told them, they were young because he was 17 in 2005, he was sitting going on 18. Okay. The Mexican was born in 88 or 87. So he was okay. They were about their teenage years, and they were already. And the tall Mexican said, "F God, F God." I said, "Dude, how dare you cuss God out?" 17, 16, F God. Now, when he came grown, he went to the military, and then he was he got drafted out of the military. So he was grown. So when I was 2012, 13, 14, I added him, and on his Facebook, my former roommate, the one who white mixed with Native American, identifies white, but he say I'm mixed with like I identify as mixed. He identifies mixed too because he had Native American roots. So he was white past, but he had dark eye, dark hair, like brown hair. Okay, so his Mexican friend, he got married, right? And he mentioned witchcraft stuff. I can't like brujeria, where it means witchcraft in Spanish. I kid you not, and he was all into the cult. Like he was into that stuff for like he was saying it's for real. So when I hear y'all talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, I seen the signs and I see them kids dressing like that. The sister and this white dude that just died, they dressing dark, and I bet the brother stabbed them dressing in dark clothes too. Why you think all these young people like David before this last case? Why you think all these young people, David acting sin? You know what I'm saying? Why you think all these kids like the Travis Scott? It was an integrated function. It was a racially integrated concert. You know, it was on Kim Kardashian's mammy birthday. Like I told about my eviction, the eviction that I had with my stalker, 66. Let's do the math. Okay. Kim Kardashian, mammy, her mammy. Kris Jenner, her mammy. Her mammy, her mammy. Okay. Just nasty, just like her. Her mammy turned 66 on November 5th. Okay, remember the sacrifice supposed to happen in Halloween, but they made a sacrifice on her birthday. Travis Scott Astroworld here in Houston was on November 5th. Her birthday November 5th. She turned 66. The next day was November 6th. So if you have two sixes and another 6, it was a satanic sacrifice. I don't understand how people can see that. That's why they made sure cops could not intervene. Because they do spell work on the police too. They put in some of the police involved in what's called masonry. That's satanic and Eastern Star. So when y'all sit here talking about that, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why do you think the cops didn't intervene in this case? You don't think that brother, when he stabbed that the white guy, talking about Andrew, that he did not do a spell for him not to get arrested when it happened? Stop it. They conjure a spell to make sure the police, anybody will intervene when they do a satanic sacrifice. I kid you not. Majority of kids did not believe in God at the Travis Scott case. So that's why they're trying, like in Quebec, they're trying to make sure that you don't practice no religion. In Quebec, they try to do a sacrifice in Quebec. Okay? Anytime they try to take your religious rights, not force. I'm against forcing religion, but take it. They're trying to do a satanic ritual. Because if you're not praying, you're not prayed up, you in spiritual warfare, enemy to you about to be under attack, and you can be under attack, but you can fight back with spiritual warfare when you're praying, right? But when you're not praying, you're not practicing your religion as a Catholic Christian or a Protestant Christian or Orthodox Christian, whatever, you are in open warfare to that spiritual warfare. And that's why I'm seeing the key, because remember, Baytown is a mostly white Anglo-Saxon control. It's integrated. But you're going to see mostly white Anglo-Saxon Protestant people in control. Why this murder happened there? Some of these kids are practicing witchcraft, voodoo, santeria, Wicca, Santa Muerte, Santeria, all these demonic stuff. So when y'all tell me y'all coming trying to ignore, y'all trying to make race out of it, you stupid. That's why Charles Manson knew how to make a race situation what happened to Sharon Tate. Well, makes it look like the Black Panthers that did the murder with Sharon Tate when actually it was his coat. His coat was satanic too. Sharon Tate and Jay Sabrine, that was Sandra Timothy Jr.'s barber. He was saying that's who introduced Sandra J. Jr. to Satanism. And what's it called? Hollywood Hills, where Celeste was did that. Okay, years ago. I'm telling you, and yes, lay the skies race. So in case it becomes a racial war, people gonna die in a satanic sacrifice. When they did gangster rap, Tupac and Biggie was satanic sacrifice. When these rappers and these rock stars and these singers end up dead, it's a satanic, usually a satanic sacrifice. The industry got people who involved in that mess. So when y'all sitting here trying to make it to a racial shit, y'all stupid. It has nothing to do with race. No one didn't use racial slurs. He didn't have to kill a white boy. He didn't say none of that. It was over a vape pen. And they smoking weed and kush and vape. That's another version of witchcraft. That's pharmakia. Pharmakia, it means sorcery. In the word pharmacy come from, people don't do their rabbit hole research. So my approach is not like your idiots out there. Stop making it to a OJ Nicole case, please. It is a spiritual warfare. The brother, the fake brother, he had mental, spiritual issues. I bet you he was involved with the occult or Satanism or both. The white dude, no offense to the family, I speculate the way he's dressing and the sister he's going with, and the kids out there protesting with this dark gothic clothing. That's the reason why I believe they are dabbling in the occult. Yeah, they dabbling in the occult. Whew, I kid you not, these young people are involved. And it's in music, it's in rock industry, it's in rap, it's all. Oh yeah, they not showing like with Doja Cat. Don't get me, I love this Doja Cat, but they not in secrecy no more. They are since the new generation are now desensitized. That's why they're open. Mm-hmm. So that's all I gotta say. I'm never be talking about this. I gotta go. I have another thing.